Hi Cancer, Ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and those of you that are cross-watching, and welcome to your weekly Tarot Love Messages. This is going to be a general reading, guys. If you're after a personal one, please feel free to reach out and inquire. My email address is going to be listed just below the video. Otherwise, guys, let's go ahead and let's begin with the reading. So what do we have for you guys? I feel like your tarot guide's asking you to get a little bit more involved, okay? And you can do this by trying to connect with, fascinating new souls, whether they're new romantic energies, or by trying to connect to, new people, new places, new things. But for a lot of you, I feel like there's a strong energy that I get for a lot of you. It's time to make good on a few of your promises. It's time to make good on a few of those, dangling desires that you have. If you're wanting to start a new project, or if you're wanting to start something new, maybe a new a new exercise regime, or learning something new, like taking cooking classes, karate classes, anything like that. I'm just throwing out random things. But for some of you, there's been a few dangling desires in the energies, and I think it's really time to make good on those promises, okay? For some of you, I feel like there's some sort of project that you've been thinking about. So maybe it's something about around the home, maybe because you guys are water energies, you are quite artistic, you can be quite creative. So maybe it's time to ignite that artistic and creative muse of yours. I'm seeing that you're bound to strike up at least one really interesting and fascinating conversation this week, and it does feel like this is with it's with a romantic energy. It could be with someone new. So for those of you that are active on dating apps, or if you've really been putting yourself out there, if you've been fishing in new turf, you're likely to hook someone new. For others, it might be an existing energy, but for some reason it does feel like this person is showing up in a very new in just like a very new and fresh energy here. Okay, and I feel like there's some very interesting, fascinating conversation that some of you are feeling a little bit nervous about, okay? I'm not gonna lie, some of you are a little bit, maybe you're nervous to speak to this person, maybe you're nervous to approach them, maybe you're nervous to ask them out, or you're nervous to reconnect with this person and just, even have a conversation. I think the fact that you're nervous is a good thing, and I'll tell you why. Because it's your body, like your physical body, your spiritual, your emotional body, it's responding to that person. It's responding to this, situation, to this segment, and it's telling you you're alive. So, you're excited. So I think it's a good thing, You can be nervous and you can feel the fear, but you can do it anyways, right? So I feel like what you're going to get out of this conversation, I think, is something very positive, and it's something that's going to move this forward, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean, you'll hear marriage bells with this individual, but I do feel like there's a connection that's going to inch forward in a very positive way. So you could potentially, you could make a lifelong friend. You could potentially, this could be the person that you end up settling down with. It could be the person that you're meant to reconnect with, or it could be the person that you're just meant to cross paths with. But I feel like what comes out of this, and I say fascinating conversation because I just feel like there's such a strong and genuine exchange of energies between you and this person. And even if you just recently met this person, I think there's this positive vibration about them that you're responding to them very well. And if you've already met this person, if it's someone from the past that you're trying to reconnect and link back up with, and I feel like this feels fresh. It's coming back in a, you and this person, although you might have history together, they've got their own glow about them. You've kind of got your own glow about you, and you're coming back together, but it's sort of like in a new, refresh kind of energy, if you know what I mean. For some of you, I feel like a really well-connected friend could be introducing you or putting in a good word on your behalf. So they might be introducing you to a new romantic energy, or they might be introducing you to a new, work opportunity of some sort. So it might be worth, if it is anything work related, it might be worth, having your resume up to date. I'm seeing that like the imagination is being really stimulated this week, and I think it's a good thing, because I think that, you know, you'll see things starting to come together for you. Okay, now you might start work projects, you might start working on things that, you know, you've always wanted to get started on. You might have ideas that you're finally putting down on paper, or it might be other things. It doesn't have to be like, you know, the projects don't necessarily have to be artistic in nature, but I can see that because of this, you know, your imagination is being stimulated, and as a result, like, I feel like you're really looking out into the future, and in doing so, you can identify possibilities, and you're also sort of looking at the quality of your relationships, and maybe things or people, relationships, or like opportunities that you might have to walk away from. So I feel like it's, and this is what I mean, like it's coming together for you, because you're finally, you know, you're realizing that there are some things that you have to leave behind, because if you stay there, it would mean that you have to keep shrinking yourself to fit into this little box that, you know, quite frankly, you outgrew. Or if, you know, some relationships, whether they're romantic or business, and they might not be bad people, but, you know, you outgrew this connection, or you outgrew this, you know, whether it's a business connection or romantic connection, you just know that it's no longer, you know, stimulating, or there's no longer growth there. So I do think that, yeah, you're looking out into the future, and you're seeing and you're identifying new possibilities as well. And I think there's, you know, you're calling more attention to yourself, you're calling more attention to your energy as well. And because of this energy, I think you're attracting more energies as well. You're attracting people that are noticing you more. I feel like you're extremely motivated. You're extremely motivated to reach out to someone and maybe make amends, or to reach out and try and reconnect with someone, or try and connect with someone, or even try and make new projects, start new projects, sorry, maybe make and meet new people, new friends. And this, like, this energy of taking initiative, getting motivated, and more importantly staying motivated, because, you know, motivation is not around 100% of the time. It doesn't stick around 100% of the time, right? It leaves you, and when it does, you need to make sure you stay disciplined. And because of this, it's this kind of energy, I think you're committing to a lot of new things, and you're committing to starting maybe a new work opportunity, or starting a new project, or even starting new connections here. I'm also seeing in your self-image, I feel like you might be potentially getting a new wardrobe, or a complete new makeover, or just like a complete new haircut. I feel like there's changes in how, you know, there's changes in how you look. In terms of your love, for some of you, I feel like being single, some of you are like, you're single and intentionally single, but being single also has its moments. For others of you, I think that, you know, I feel like this week and maybe in the following weeks to come, I think for a lot of you, you're trying to strengthen some sort of relationship. This person, I feel like you believe that this person is your soulmate, and you're trying to strengthen that, okay? And no relationship, whether the soulmates, twin flames, or any other for that matter, are simple. And this is something that I feel like you're really, you've been really trying to work on. I'm also seeing there's some sort of message here that you're going to either be delivering, or you're going to be receiving yourself. It could, I feel like there's some sort of emotional conflict here, Cancer, that you're dealing with. And I don't know if it's between you and a person, or if it's between you and two other people, but I feel like you might be trying to make some sort of choice. And I think you're not really, I feel like you're really struggling. It might be, you might be struggling to reconnect with someone, or you're struggling to let go of someone or something. But I really think that in your energies, you're trying to steer, and you're trying to lean towards more like dependable and loyal and trustworthy partners. Yeah, going back to this message that I see this week, and I think this is going to be, and I think this has some sort of emotional conflict attached. I think there is something, I feel like there's something in your energies which feels a little intense, and it feels like you're in emotional turmoil over this person or over the situation, because it feels like you don't know what to do, and it feels like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Don't allow for your emotions, like you're quite an emotional person, you're a very sensitive person, but don't allow for those emotions to cloud your judgment, okay? In this message that I see that is being delivered, okay, the other thing is, I don't know if it's a full moon as I do this reading, or it'll be a full moon when you'll listen to this reading, but you know, the full moon here is going to heighten that emotional sensitive side, okay? So you might find yourself a lot more moody, a lot more sensitive, a lot more emotional when it comes to reconnecting with this person, or when it comes to connecting with this person. But I do see some sort of emotional conflict that is present very strongly in your energies. And this message, I don't know if you're the one delivering it and you're like in two minds about whether to send this message to this person or whether to call them, you know, because you want to hear their voice or whatnot. But it does feel like it feels like you're back and forth, you're in your head about the situation. And just understand that, yeah, I see that the full moon is really heightening that emotional sensitivity of yours. But it also could be an emotional message that, for example, that you receive that might leave you feeling very emotionally, okay? So you might be really upset, you might even cry, you might be really happy to hear them, to hear from them, sorry. So there might be like tears of joy, or something that they say might bring back some memories. It just feels like there's some sort of emotional message that is coming in from someone that I think you care about, or there's some sort of emotional message that you might be delivering to someone. And you know, it might be a little bit emotionally difficult for them to receive this message, if that makes sense. The full, also something about like the full moon in particular here, okay? Because the moon, it goes through cycles, right? It goes through cycles of growth, and it goes through cycles of decline here. But there's something, watch out for the full moon, because I feel like there's something very special that happens around this time for a lot of you Cancers. It might be that you might be reconnecting with someone, it might be that you might be meeting someone new, it might be that this person has a tattoo of their moon, like of the moon, sorry, on them somewhere. But in particular, it could be a crescent moon, but I feel like it's more a full moon. There might be a Cancer like yourself, or you might be starting a project. You might be starting a project around the new around this full moon. You could be getting even a makeover, or a new wardrobe, or something special might happen around that time, and you might not even be aware it was a full moon. And when you look up, you know, planetary alignments, you'll see that, you know, there was a full moon. But there's something very special and very unique to you that happens around this full moon. Or as you're listening to this, maybe you are someone who has a full moon tattoo somewhere, or like something about maybe even obsession with moons, or I don't know. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. Okay guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Please show your support to this channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Do hit that subscribe button, guys. It helps the channel. Thanks guys, bye.